Welcome to Chrono, the new collectible card game that's similar to Runeterra in its gameplay and aesthetics, but Chrono has its own twist as well. It has its own in-depth diver system, as well as timelines that we'll go over in this video, just kind of explaining what that is. Chrono is a PvP-based game that's set to release for beta on June 2nd, so you'll be able to hop in and play right away, be free to all players. So let's kind of hop in here and see what we got. So starting with the modes, we have solo testing, which is Chrono's AI. You could play against different decks, see what you like. Ranked is your typical ladder. You start from bronze, work your way to masters. We have draft here, which is you pick from a card pool, construct a deck out of that, and then see how many wins you can get with it. Duel is your typical 1v1. And then we have tournament. They're not quite sure what format they want to use. Would it be the pick 2 ban 1 system? They're kind of going off player feedback to see what we like, what we don't like. They're going to be testing different things. And then casual mode is just like every other card game, just your typical casual mode. So let's go over to the collections here and check out the cards. Chrono is very unique with its units, and what I mean by that is every unit has a condition and a level up condition. So if you're familiar with Runeterra, the champions, every card in Chrono can be a champion. So let's take a card here and I'll show you what I mean. So Pit Dog is a 2/4 with Overwhelm, and his condition is if I struck the enemy core, he then levels up to boost the champion, which is just an upgraded version of himself. He then becomes a 4/4. So you just have to meet this condition, you immortalize, which means level up, and becomes a 4/4 overpower. This is very strong early game, so you typically play this on 2 and then have a big unit for 3 and 4. If you look over here, it says drop a diver. So say I want to guarantee that. Say I want Boof to be my guaranteed 2-drop. I would then just place him as my diver. And then round 2, I'm guaranteed to have Pit Dog. So say if you want a really early game tempo, you'll play a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and you can lock that in. Or say you're a mid-range player, you want to guarantee that mid-range unit. So we'll take, for instance, let's see, we'll take this guy. You can just drop him right here, and on turn 5, I'm guaranteed to play this unit once I get the mana. The only caveat to this is you can only run 1 copy as a diver. If you wanted to run multiple copies, you would have to take them out of your deck, and then you could just run a 3 of. But that's the only thing with the diver system is that you can only run 1 copy of the card. If you want 3, it would have to be in the deck. Chrono also has 6 different syndicates. So we have Lifeblood, we have Phase Tide, Silence, Singularity, Splendor Gleam, and Sungrace. And you can hop between 2 different syndicates. So say if I wanted to do Lifeblood Phase Tide, I can do that. Silence, I can do that. You can't do more than 2 syndicates at a time though. You could also run 1 full syndicate. So say if I wanted all Lifeblood, you could do that as well. Another thing that's cool about the diver system itself, not only does it give you a lot of gameplay strategy on picking what you want to play, whether it be tempo, on curve, mid-range, or if you want to play for that late game unit. Chrono's going to be releasing packs for the beta, and I'll show you what that is. So every 24 hours, you're going to be getting 1 pack to open. And say you open that pack, you get a really cool card. You're like, man, I want to play this right away. You could do that. You could set it as your diver and then hop right in and play it. I think it's a really cool system. I don't see any other card game where you could just take a card and just play it right away. Normally you have to get like 3 ofs just for the deck to be good. But not in Chrono, you could just run it as your diver and you're good to go. So let's see here. So that we can hop into game and just kind of go over what timelines are. It's another mechanic strictly to Chrono that's very unique as well. So we'll just pick a deck here. We'll just play this one against the bot. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I answer all of them. I tend to make more videos on Chrono. I love the game. I'm very addicted at the moment. I think it's very fun, especially if you're a PvP enjoyer, you will love this. It's very competitive. There's going to be tournaments. We have a Discord right now full of people that play all the time. It's only going to get bigger and bigger. I think on March 25th, too, they're having a huge update to the game, which would be very nice. So when beta releases, you'll see a better version of the game. It will still look like this, but then some things will be changed. Okay, so we have Descent of Flames here. It says shift to volcanic rivers, and his immortalized condition is I see you shift to volcanic rivers while volcanic rivers is the current timeline. So when I play this card, it's going to shift to volcanic rivers, which is the timeline here. And I'll show you what that looks like. So this timeline, when I play it, it says when you shift here, deal 1 to both cores. So it's kind of for that aggro type playstyle, like burn them down, get some early chip damage in. This is what this timeline does. There's different timelines that do different things, and I'll show you throughout the video what I mean about that. So this time, so as you can see, I took 1 to my core, and he took 1 to his core. So I'm going to attack here. And it's very similar to Runeterra. The first player that gets their core to 0, or gets the enemy core to 0, wins the game. And you do that by playing units and spells that help get you there. Alrighty, so this round we'll play Kinetic Absorber. What he does, he has Confront. So with Confront, this agent may choose an enemy to block it when confirming their attack. So I could pull this unit to me if I wanted to, and guarantee, I could pull any unit I want towards this unit. He plays Nameless Spirit, which has Siphon, which is Lifesteal, and then Temporary is a Inferal from Runeterra, I believe. So it's like once the round's over, this card will be destroyed, or if it attacks a unit and gets hit, it will then be destroyed. We're going to play Pit Dog here. We'll take this hit. And then this round, we're going to play Kinetic Absorber and see what the opponent does. And his level of condition is when I survive damage. He then shifts to Star Siphon. Star Siphon is a different timeline. So Star Siphon, at round end, he refill all Power Reserve. Power Reserve in this game is spell mana. So next round, I would have full spell mana if I was to immortalize this unit. We're going to pass, see if he plays a unit. This timeline is called Voiceless Sky. And what this timeline does, it gives, if a player has exactly 1 agent, that agent has +3/+3. So you can see this dog here is a typical 2/1, but since this timeline is active, it gives it +3/+3, so it becomes a 5/4. So there's different timelines, like I said, in the game that help support your cards, help you play a different playstyle, and this will remain active until I shift the timeline myself, which is very nice. So timelines just gives that extra support that the cards need. It's very cool. I think it more ways to strategize and support your cards to help with whatever style play you're trying to go for. We're going to skip. And then we're going to play, let's see here, we have 2 timelines here. So what's cool about this card, Blazing Shifter, is every time the timeline shifts, he will get bigger and bigger. And then once he reaches 7+ strength, he then immortalizes into the Unstoppable Flow. And the Unstoppable Flow then gains Overpower, so it becomes this really big unit to deal with, and then he gets Overpower, which does excessive damage to the core, depending on their defense, on their health. So we'll play him, he becomes a 5/5. We also shift the timeline as well, back to Volcanic Rivers, so it dealt 1 to my core, 1 to his core. And then we'll end the turn. Now we are going to attack on. And this should shift the core again, leveling up my Blazing Shifter because we're surviving damage here. Opponent plays Hush, which destroys my unit, unfortunately. Very good play. So the Chrono AI is actually not terrible. It's actually kind of a lot better since alpha. So we're going to play Debris Collector. He gains +1/+1 for each mana crystal I have. And then once he reaches 10 strength, he then immortalizes with Overpower. So this is just kind of an aggro deck, just trying to get as much damage in as you can to the enemy core, try to get him to 0. We will block with this unit. So taking a closer look at the board here, each player has their own graveyard. This is where you can check to see how many cards you have in hand, how many you have in deck. And erased is certain units are able to erase cards from the game, so they're no longer be able to play later on. Like a unit won't be able to be revived by your opponent. And then that's what that is. It shows you what round you're on. There's also going to be a play-by-play, I think, later on in the game that gives you a breakdown of what was played each round. That's in the works right now, I believe. So we'll play Debris Collector again. Okay, so he plays Bare Knuckles Inquisitor, which has Lifesteal and Confront. So he's able to pick which unit he wants to pull to him, and then he would heal 3. We are going to play Boof. He played, let's see here, what did he play? So he played Blessed Soup, which heals an agent or core by 2, and then he draws a card. We're going to end the round. We are going to play Persistent Squire. So that way we're able to pull his unit here and hopefully get the win. Let's see. We could do... Yeah, let's just pull him all the way over here and then we'll attack. And you can also hover over this fountain here, and this will show you what will happen if we were to resolve this. So we would win right on the spot here. And yeah, that's Chrono, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I tend to make more videos on Chrono, so if you like this one, please leave a like and subscribe. And once again, beta releases on June 2nd. It will be free for everybody, so hop in, see how you like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.